agency. Now, here in my CD collection is a underrated 1969 album. Where is it? Let's see if I can locate it here. No, it's not Led Zeppelin 1. It's not Frank Zappa. It's not Grand Funk Railroad. It's not the Guess Who or Humble Pie. It's not Canned Heat or Blue Oyster Cult or Black Sabbath or... It's not even the Beatles. It's not AC/DC. Or Captain Beefheart. Or Creedence Clearwater Revival or David Bowie. Oh, I'm getting warm. Hi fans of high quality entertainment. That's right. It is The Doors, The Soft Parade from 1969. I don't know why, but when I was deciding to do this review on The Soft Parade, I was thinking this was released in 1968. But no, 1969. And this was, I think this was the only Doors album that growing up I ever had in my household, and it wasn't even mine. It was my brother Bob's vinyl album. And there's the inner sleeve of it, which I always thought was pretty cool. Nice booklet to it. And so I'm going to read a little review from Rolling Stone magazine back in the day for this album. And then also what inspired me to talk about this album was just a little tiny comment on, I think it was ranking the Doors albums video that I did a couple years ago, where the person said, "Are you crazy? Touch Me is terrible." The song Touch Me is terrible. And the Rolling Stone review says, I'm going to sneeze. That's not what it says. "The Soft Parade is worse than infuriating. It's sad. It's sad because one of the most potentially moving forces in rock has allowed itself to degenerate. A trite word, but true. And this gorgeous looking album is not vital, not very listenable, and is certainly not interesting." It's sort of like this review in this video. "It sounds for all the world like the stuff they had the good sense to leave off their first albums. The weaknesses cannot be palmed off as experimentation because despite the addition of strings and horns, it's just the same but worse. What little good there is on the album is mostly in the title cut, The Soft Parade, but the thing is so mangled, so jammed together, and frequently so silly that it's kind of hard to listen all the way through its 8 minutes and 40 seconds for the good. I highly recommend The Soft Parade for these people who like to be bored to tears in order to make the time pass more slowly. Otherwise, don't bother." Well, I love being bored to tears and making the time go by really slowly, so I enjoy The Soft Parade. And on rateyourmusic.com, where actual real fans rate and review albums by every artist, out of the first original 6 albums with Jim Morrison, The Soft Parade is rated the lowest. Sorry, I had a sneezing fit. I sneezed twice in a row. I'm recovering now. So I was never a big fan of the Doors. I mean, I really enjoyed Light My Fire when I would hear it on the radio. So I was 11 years old when my one of two brothers would let me play his vinyl copy of The Soft Parade. My other brother, I couldn't even look at his vinyl collection. And so I've always enjoyed that. It's always, and at one point, even after listening to all of their other albums, I always used to kind of think this was my favorite, but it isn't anymore. I don't think this is their best album, but it's still a really, really good album. I don't know why some Doors fans knock it. Like this supposed Door fan saying Touch Me is terrible. I think it's a great, yes, it's a commercial song and it's got horns on it and strings, and who cares? I think it's a great song. The only song, even back in the day when I was 11 years old, the only song, even back then, I thought was like filler, and I didn't even know what it meant, what filler meant back in the day, but it was like, why is this on the album? It's just a waste of time. The song Do It, which I've never really cared for. But other than that, I think Jim Morrison sings great. I love the Robbie Krieger, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, Krieger. Really like his songs and his vocals. Tell All the People. Jim Morrison's vocals on that. Tell all the people. Really good. Touch Me is great. Shaman's Blues, one of my favorites. Do It. It's like filler, like I said. Easy Ride is kind of fun. Wild Child I always loved. Running Blue by their guitarist Robbie is great. Wishful Sinful, possibly my favorite on the album. And The Soft Parade, it is crazy. It's kind of all over the place, but I love the intro too, where Jim Morrison screams. And this has bonus tracks. Who Scared You? Whiskey, Mystics and Men, version 1. Whiskey, Mystics and Men, version 2. Push Push. And Touch Me, Dialogue, and Touch Me, Take 3. I actually haven't played this for a while, so I'm going to have to check out these bonus tracks again. But, like I said, I enjoy this as much as all of the other Doors albums, although it isn't their best. I know it isn't their best. I think for me it would be either Morrison, Motel, or LA Woman. I'm not sure of which would be number one for me of those two. But this still is really underrated. It is a great album, and curious, if you're a Doors fan, what you think of it. That's it. Have a great day. Bye.